So what is anxiety exactly? You know, you can find these fancy definitions on the internet, but I'm going to offer you another definition that's just very human. And anxiety is basically fear. It's just a bunch of fear. It roots all the way back to childhood and people who have really bad anxiety and people who have anxiety attacks and panic attacks and all that stuff. It comes from your childhood, and a lot of people who struggle with anxiety had abuse in their childhood, and it could be physical abuse, it could be verbal abuse, emotional abuse, neglect abuse. Abuse is a very broad term, but in any way, if our needs were not met and we felt unsafe somewhere in our childhood, especially early on, right? So if there was just a lot of conflict, stress, any kind of abuse, and it could be so subtle if we're very sensitive when we were babies, when we were like young toddlers or whatever, as long as it was before 7, that's where anxiety comes from, like really bad anxiety. And it's just the body, we don't feel safe in our emotional body. We don't feel safe in our foundation, in who we are, and we don't feel that support and love deep inside of our subconscious mind and our memories. There's a lot of therapies out there that'll deal with anxiety, because I've tried a lot of them, and cognitive behavioral therapy or any therapy that works with just the mind, it's very ineffective for people with deep-rooted anxiety. And I could say that because I've tried all these different therapies, which were not really taught in so many conventional therapies and messages out there. The human truth of what anxiety really means, and it just means fear. It means deep-rooted fear. You don't feel safe, and it's about getting in touch with that. Don't ignore it at all. And in the next video, I'll talk about resistance to fear.